Hey, listeners, before we get too far into this week's podcast, I just want to thank this month's sponsor, Figurosity.com. Inebri-art's gotten to be known for their figure drawing events. We're now running them twice a month at the New World Tavern here in Plymouth. And, you know, it's $8. It's really fun. It really helps you kind of hone your art skills in drawing the human form. The problem is that it only runs twice a month, and you may want to draw in between those times. And, you know, you may not be able to hang out with us, but you can still use Figurosity.com, and they have 3D computer-generated models that you can draw from, all body types. And there's a free section that you can use, obviously for free. So you can go on, you can pick from different models and do different things. But there's a pay side to it, too, which gives you a lot more options. You can change the lighting effects, you can change the angle, you can run through different poses at different time lengths. It really is a useful tool, either just to practice or if you want to really get a pose right for a piece that you're working on, whether it be a comic illustration or just, you know, a painting that you really want a certain pose for. You can probably find it at Figurosity. And it's definitely leans towards a kind of a comic anime vibe, but you can, you know, the human body is a human body, so if you're looking for a pose, you can probably find it there. And they've given us a coupon code this week that you can use for $5 off, which equates to about a free month, or a little more than that, like a month and a half if you decide to pay for the year in advance. And it's really short money to do it. You should check it out. So the coupon code for this week is ARTWEEK3, and that's number 3, not 3 typed out. So check it out, Figurosity.com, ArtWeek3, and now for the podcast. All right, welcome back, Inebri-ites. This is Andy, the Inebri-art podcast, and we are still here at the Beverly Comic-Con at Portermill Studios, and I'm here with Chris and Angela. When I first gave the elevator pitch to Chris, I'm like, oh, we interview all sorts of creative people, musicians, artists, models, stand-up comedians, bakers, chefs. He's like, well, I'm not a baker, but I'm the rest of those things. So
a model.
You kind of said
60% hand model. I'm a hand model.
A hand model. So
yes. No, a ham model.
Oh, ham.
Yes, I model hams.
Hams,
yes.
Nice. So what is it that you do when you're not modeling ham?
Right now, 90% of my time is going toward a project called Podcamp.cc. That's the URL. What we are doing, our mission is we're going to gather on June 29th in San Diego, California, and a team of artists and writers and actors and producers. We're going to write, perform, record, and release 2 half-hour episodes of a sci-fi comedy-themed podcast in 3 days.
In 3 days.
In a 3-day weekend, yes.
There's a lot of things like this where they'll do, like, create a comic in 24 hours or a novel in a month. Was it kind of inspired by those type of things, or
no?
What was the...
It was inspired. I've got a long-term writing partner, Patrick Urich. He's the founder of MakingComics.com. We've done a lot of stuff together. We did a How to Make a Comic course for Coursera that's had 22,000 learners come through it so far.
Oh, nice.
We've done a lot of stuff. And when we got together in 2018 to talk about what we wanted this year to look like, the impulse was, hey, what can we do in a finite amount of time with a finite amount of resources and control the publishing conditions of it? Because we've got all these screenplays hanging around, and we have these, storyboards, and then the comic book artist leaves, and then, these things end up in pre-production hell, or we don't get funding. So we really wanted something that was a self-contained creative exercise that was fun and collaborative, and that we could walk away from knowing that it was finished.
So, and that kind of has podcasts written all over it. I mean, it's relatively inexpensive and easy to do. Is this your first venture into podcasting?
No, we actually just finished a podcast series for MIT graduate students that we had a lot of really cool people as a part of. Noam Chomsky was a part of it. The guy who wrote the Dothraki language for Game of Thrones, whose name escapes me right now, he was a part of it. And then I was also a collaborator on Disgraceland, which just came out, which is a rock and roll true crime podcast that went to number 7 on iTunes.
A rock and roll?
True crime. Yeah, rock and rollers behaving badly.
Oh, okay.
Sam Cooke getting murdered, and Johnny Rotten, his mom shooting heroin into his arm. That kind of stuff. What's the rating on this, by the way?
This is explicit. No, this is not family friendly.
So we can talk. We can
you
talk
can
about
say
heroin.
whatever you like.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention.
As long as you don't tap the table, I am cool. And so, Angela, what is it that you do?
I play in a rock band.
Oh, nice.
Locally.
What's the name of the band?
Radio Compass.
And you play?
I'm the singer and the guitarist.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you play at local places. Is it a cover band, or do you do originals?
No, we do all originals. I write them with a couple other gals. It's an all-female band.
Oh, so like Vixen.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Or Motley Crue.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no? You crew head?
Oh, no, not really, but I listened to a lot of Motley Crue when I was a kid. So.
Yeah, I was a fan of the Crew, too.
Yeah. So I know where I'm from, Beverly. No, I'm from Plymouth. This
We're
is Beverly.
from Salem,
I got up really early this morning.
That's okay. You're part of Beverly today.
So I know where I'm from in Plymouth, that there's a huge music scene, but a lot of it tends to be the cover band type thing. Is there a different scene here where it's predominantly original stuff? Or?
Yeah, the Salem Beverly area is really booming right now with a local music scene. We have a lot of really great artists coming through, and we both came from the Boston and New York area music scene. So
there's tons of places.
Yeah, but here there's Opus, Underground, Kodo have bands regularly every week going through, and they pick up the room. Things like.
Shout out to Harley Sutherland.
Yeah.
Who's kind of the connective tissue around here. He's the promoter and booker.
Yeah.
For both places and probably 5 other places too.
Yeah,
local.
yeah.
I feel like he's booked
some in Beverly too.
So shout out to Harley real quick for keeping us honest and keeping us booked.
Yeah. So are you also a musician as well as the other things that you've listed off?
I am. Everything's on pause right now. Everything's going toward Podcamp at the moment. But yes, I've been a struggling musician.
Yeah.
For most of my adult
You've
life.
collaborated with Radio Compass as well.
Yeah, I might be collaborating. You might see me on stage with these guys at one of their shows. You never know.
Nice. Do you have a regular standing gig
No, they're just kind of booked here. We're playing in June 15th at Opus Underground, and then in August as well. We're actually playing with a South Shore band, the Devil's Twins.
The Devil's Twins.
Yeah. Well, Nicole, the lead singer, she lives out on the South Shore.
Oh, nice. I don't know them. I'll have to see if maybe we can get them on that.
They're a big thing around here.
Yeah, maybe I'll try and get them on the
noir rock?
Yeah, so they're noir punk rock. We're dream punk pop rock, and then we are playing with a band Rebuilder. They're a punkish pop band, and Bad Larry's are local too. They're a fun band.
Yeah, we've had a band on in the past a couple times, and they're one of the. I mean, we have a lot of people with original music, but they do nothing but original.
Yeah.
And it's metal, and you don't get a lot of restaurants in Plymouth wanting to have a metal band, rattling the windows.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of where the fine line seems to be in Plymouth. It's like they want people to stay in their restaurants. So you almost need, there's a great place down there called the New World Tavern that we work with
I've
a
heard
lot.
Of, yep. Mm-hmm.
And they have a separate concert venue in the back.
Yeah.
So, you can still, you're not upsetting the restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's a good place.
Turn the music down.
Yeah.
Do you go on kind of like mini tours and tour around, or?
No, not anymore. When I was younger, I would do strings of shows, but now we just kind of do local New England,
local,
Maine, around here, Boston.
Yeah. Is there CDs available?
There are on iTunes and
Spotify.
CDs.
Is there an 8-track?
I have
Are you out on 8-track?
Is your time machine? Does it have gas in it?
Shut up, man.
I have a CD. It's called Paper Cuts. It's a couple years old. We're actually going into the studio next month to do a new EP.
Salem studio, right?
Yeah, Galaxy Park Studio.
Nice.
Oh, I guess I'm playing with
Don't
that.
tap the.
That's okay.
That's the one thing Andy said. Don't tap.
I know. She
He's got a mean. He's got a mean side. You can tell.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, terribly. Yeah.
Evil
Yeah.
Andy.
I've killed people.
Evil Andy. Yeah. Is that your Twitter handle? Evil Andy. Evil Andy 123 because
No.
Evil Andy was taken. There was.
I guarantee Evil Andy had to be taken like day one. So this Podcamp thing,
Sure.
is this something that anyone can attend, or is this just kind of like you and your friends?
Yes.
Or like,
No, we actually have open submissions right now. We have an application, and what we've been really overwhelmed with is the number and the quality of submissions that we've gotten. We thought we would have to be bugging our friends.
so are you already getting submissions, like finished podcasts? Or?
We're getting applications.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For people who want to be a part of it,
Yep.
either on the narrative team or the production team. And that's been the big surprise, is that we've got people with a lot of credits, people with a lot of experience, and we just didn't think that. Like dozens of them, like there's
Yeah.
4 or 5 people a day are applying for this.
Wow.
And this is just based on a press release that we did and like a super supportive audio drama community on Twitter. We've got an exclusive coming out with Bellow Collective next week. With a big announcement. We're going to be announcing the sort of creative universe that the podcast is going to take place in. So is it going to be kind of like a creative universe where other stories are going to occur? It's a creative framework.
Yeah.
So our kind of elevator pitch creatively to start was want it to be like Douglas Adams meets Orson Welles' War of the Worlds.
Okay.
Right?
I'm sold.
So if we can kind of approach that, I mean, those are pretty big shoes and towels to fill. But if we can get close to that, that's kind of the creative framework. And we've got a name and we've got a concept and we've got some other stuff that we're gonna be showing off this week. So we're excited to announce that.
So these podcast dramas seem to be gaining some real popularity, and it's almost like a throwback. Where to the old days of radio.
Yes.
Do you feel it's? I don't want to be like, oh, is it a hipster thing? But like, is it because it's old that it's popular, or just something that a whole several generations grew up without? Because I mean, that was well before my time.
Sure. No, it's funny because we've been doing a lot of press for this, and people are like, what are the audio dramas podcasts that you're listening to right now? And while there are some, it's really the inspiration of it are those things. It's the 1914.
The Shadow Knows.
Like that stuff.
Yeah.
The Star Wars radio drama.
Right. Didn't Jonathan Lithgow do the voice of Yoda?
Did he?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I think so. I'm about 80% sure on that. I
That's
have to Google that.
That's a value add.
Yeah.
That opened the door for Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, that's right. And then the Oscars just like totally shrugged that off like it wasn't a work of art.
I heard Harry actually did the voice of Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah. From Harry and the Hendersons.
He got hooked on smack and
He's Heroin?
Heroin.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
stupid.
awesome. That is fantastic.
Gotcha.
Love bad puns. And so like even the large companies, Marvel is releasing a audio drama, the Wolverine one.
Wolverine, yeah. I think that's a Stitcher exclusive because I tried to get it on
Probably.
Radio Public, which is my preferred
Radio Public? I haven't used that. I'll have to check it out.
Those guys
I'll have to find out if we're on it.
Those guys are cool. They're nice guys. They're Massachusetts based. But I tried to get it. I think it's a Stitcher exclusive because I wanted to hear it because that keeps coming up as a really, really good example. I think a lot of writers are finding that they can just tell good stories, and if they wrap it in some sort of well-known IP, we see it time and time again with all these reboots. It's like this is just a good story. Why does it?
It doesn't have to be, but you get the buy-in from someone else, and then they have the marketing behind them, and so it makes sense. But I also feel like sometimes you get the almost reverse. You don't have to always write about Wolverine.
Sure.
Pick another character that no one uses and write a good story about him, and people will be just as interested. So the one, so are you not writing any of this? Or are you just kind of facilitating the whole?
We split the teams into what we're calling the narrative track and the production track. Okay. And I'm running the narrative track. I'm running the narrative team. So yes, I will be writing. I'll be kind of, and also facilitating, making sure we're hitting timelines because it's gonna go real quick.
Oh sure, 3 days? Yeah.
3 days. Yeah. 3 days. Now, but when you think about it, it's like if we have 10 people and we work 10-hour days for 3 days, that's actually 300 hours.
Sure.
And I've never had the luxury of having 300 person hours to pull
work on anything.
To pull a project off. So it's actually a luxury in some ways if you think about it.
And there's something about a time frame, and I've done work for other people, and they'll be like, "Oh, just whenever you get to it." I'm like, "Then it's not going to get done." Give me a time frame, and it's that sense of urgency that I think leads to real creativity. 'Cause
Sure.
you have to come up with a solution. So I'm really curious to see what kind of comes out of this.
Are you going to apply?
I will take a look.
We're taking applications till the end of the month.
Do you have to fly out to?
We're going to cover travel expenses, and we're going to cover room and board.
Oh, no kidding.
But besides that, it's volunteer. So sorry guys. I wish we could.
I mean,
afford,
I have vacation time. Yeah, that's cool.
San Diego's not a bad place to go.
What I like about
I've never
you,
been to the West Coast.
Andy, what I like about you and what qualifies you for this project is that you apparently own at least 4 microphones.
I do.
Are these yours?
Well, that's a long story.
Are the cables yours?
Yeah.
What about these stands?
Yeah, the stands are also
You're in.
technically mine.
You're in.
Nice.
If you can get these
I'm
on a
in.
plane.
I'm just going to put that on my... Oh, I don't know. Can you fly with a microphone now?
As long as you have at least 4, I think you're allowed.
But what if, like, I attach the cord to the microphone, then it becomes like a weapon?
Sure, you just have to say that it's... I think if you say that it's medicine, then it's okay.
So these are medical microphones.
Just wear a TSA shirt.
I'll put like little vests on them. They're my
Your comfort.
my service microphones.
Oh no! Shout out to all the service animals out there, comforting a lot of people. I wish I had one right now.
I saw a picture of a service chicken on a plane, and it's
service
one of those
chicken.
like that can't be real. That can't. I want it to be real, but it can't be real. Yeah.
Angela, if you could choose any animal to be your comfort service animal, what would you choose?
Who do you think I would choose? Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley's
My dog.
I
He's half human too.
have 2 dogs, and I really love them. But if they choose a service animal, I don't know if I would go with my dogs, just because I'm like, oh, that just seems like a easy one.
Yeah.
Bring a horse.
I know a guy who has an alpaca farm, so I could totally get a service alpaca.
Yeah, but they're not giving creatures, you know? Like in a service.
No, but I don't really need a service animal, so it'd be more like tormenting other people with my service animal, which in a way provides a service for me.
That's fair. Yeah, they are cruel.
Yeah, I think they spit.
They do spit.
Yeah.
Get the monkeys that throw poop.
I've seen Monkey Shine, so I don't know about that. that was...
Monkey Shine is classic.
Yeah, it's not super horrific.
You ever see
but
Shakma?
Shakma?
Shakma. Now, this is an underrated classic. IMDb, this guy's. Shakma is, it's basically a bunch of people LARPing in an office building, and a monkey goes crazy and kills most of them. I don't remember. I was, 7.
Why is the monkey LARPing?
The monkey's not LARPing. It was just an
okay.
experiment gone bad.
Oh, okay.
But it's these guys running around throwing pixie dust on each other and declaring their actions, and then a crazed monkey just starts killing them.
I was trying to explain LARPing to my boss at work yesterday. And she's like, I don't remember how it came up, and she's like, so what is LARPing? I'm like, LARPing is the one thing that nerds make fun of other nerds for doing. I'm like, it is
So
the
true.
lowest rung on the ladder of nerddom. That, it's like, well, what I do is nerdy, but it's not LARPing. So, are you? You're kind of quiet. You're not a LARPer, right? I don't mean to be making fun of you.
I don't LARP. Come on.
Fireball.
Let's just keep moving.
You've never worn a cape.
Oh, he has
before?
LARPed. He has LARPed. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm pleading the fifth on this one.
My dungeon master may or may not award initiative if you wear a cape.
Well, that's different.
I'm just
that's
saying.
Different because I'm a hardcore D&D person.
Really?
And someone in our group is like, I'm gonna get us all ropes, and I'm like, all right, mine's purple. But that's not LARPing. That's different.
It's playing around with fire, though.
It's playing around with
It's
divorce.
the gateway LARP, but it's not
It's a
LARP.
gateway
It's still
LARP.
not LARPing.
The cape is a gateway LARP.
There we go. That's our first teacher.
We got to take the capes off the street. If we want LARPing to stop,
You
it
just
starts
can't let every kid have a... Oh, shit. My daughter came here today with a cape.
That's
I'm a terrible
okay.
parent. I failed.
Uh-oh.
No, you have
I
to.
failed. No, it's a
you have
gateway
to let
LARP.
them be. You have to let them be them.
It's the gateway LARP. I don't want her to be in the Betty LARP clinic and have to detox off of LARPing.
Not in my house. Did
Not
you
in
say
my
that?
house.
Did you?
No, because it didn't occur to me.
Where did you
just
get
now.
this? Where did you get this?
I learned from watching you.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's yeah. So,
Shakma.
What class do you prefer to play?
Oh boy, Angela's eyes are glazing over right now.
It's fine. Go with it.
I got a monk in our current campaign. We've got guys across the U.S. That we're not all in the same town anymore.
Oh, so like you Skype in or something?
Yeah. Well, Roll20. Have you tried Roll20?
Oh, right. No,
Yeah.
I haven't.
Roll20.net is great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And
We all like get together in the same room.
Ooh.
It's very
Maybe
high
you guys
class.
can do that in San Diego.
in Plymouth, in San Diego. Yeah, we'll just put in a quick D&D session real quick in our
72
incredibly
hours.
3 whole
compressed.
days. You can lose 6 hours
Yeah,
to play D&D.
no, it's good. It's good team building. I feel like it'll pay dividends. We'll see a real good ROI on a quick dungeon crawl.
I'm currently playing a little bit of a homebrew, a half satyr wizard who is a...
Isn't a satyr already half of something?
Yeah, but he's kind of like... So I guess he's like 1/4 satyr?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
It's like half a devil, right?
No, it's kind of like a...
Like a fawn?
It's a fawn.
Yeah.
It's a fae, but it's not half. It just looks half.
It has the body of a man and the legs of a goat.
Yeah, but it also has horns and...
So it's 55% of something?
Sure. So
if it's
he's
half of that,
he's like
so he's got one horn?
33% satyr.
Okay.
Like his grandfather on his mother's side was a satyr.
Okay, there's a story there.
All right. And
They met in the war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's the ultimate fanboy. His name is Stanley Ditgoat. And his kind of goal is to meet the famous wizards of the realm, and so
That's great.
and it's completely gone off the rails, and the whole party hates each other.
What does he have like a little autograph book, or
He
does
has a book that is because part of like your starting kit is a book, so his book is the top 10 wizards, and he's like that's his goal to meet those wizards, and it's already paid off because there was some mention of a wizard, and so I asked the DM, I'm like, is it in my book? And she's like, yeah, I suppose it would be in your book, and I'm like, you all made fun of me for this stupid book, and it's paying off.
Mission critical?
Yes. So
can I ask, does your
Sure.
satyr, he's got goat legs,
yes.
does he manscape?
Well, it's a little personal.
But he doesn't wear pants over them, so it's...
No, he does. Cause
he does?
He's kind of ashamed of
Modest.
it. So like he's trying to. He wears like a big poofy hat to kind of cover his horns, and he wears kind of like not MC Hammer pants, but kind of like poofy MC Hammer pants.
Is this conversation appealing to your audience? I'm
I
curious.
don't know.
following
I do not know. I generally try not to ask if any of our conversations are appealing to the audience because I'm afraid of the answer because it frequently goes off the rails.
Sure.
So you're running a podcast camp, I hear.
Podcamp.cc. Also, Shakma.
Shakma. Oh yeah, what is Shakma?
That's the monkey.
That's the
That's the monkey. That's how we started this
LARPing.
whole thing. You brought up
That's
monkey
right.
shines.
And then you said Shakma.
I brought up
LARPing.
Shakma.
I made fun of you for LARPing
Yes.
without knowing that you LARPed.
So, Angela, what's it like being an independent musician these days?
All right, well, you got this, so I'm going to go take a break.
Sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Go get a beer. I thought this was Inebri-art. I got a beer. I was excited.
I have to be responsible with my children.
Oh, that's
So-
fair enough.
If they weren't here, yeah, probably.
They're already modeling your cape behavior. You don't want them
know.
modeling other bad behaviors.
Right, I
after
kind of want to pretend like I'm a good influence.
Yeah.
You know, but...
So,
So, your band, when are they playing next?
your band.
Your band.
Your band. You're fired.
Your band.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought
no.
you banned her.
No, I was
Your
changing.
band.
I thought you were going to call the door guy.
That was my,
band.
like, ham-fisted segue.
Have I mentioned that I'm actually a ham model?
I have heard that you're a ham
Okay.
model.
Anyway,
What does that
Angela.
even mean?
Is,
He
'Cause you're
models
so
hams,
funny.
Which I don't know if, like, he models with hams
Or does
that,
he
like,
model humor?
that he puts... Oh, see, I didn't even think of that as, like, a ham. I was thinking of...
there's an art
The
to
meat.
it. You got to get the staging right. You got to get the glaze right. Make sure you have the right amount of slick on the ham.
Right,
you know,
but like I
it's
wasn't
gotta
sure
be-
like if you were taking the ham and taking photos of the ham, or if you were kind of like fashioning a tunic out of lunch meat.
If you want to set
Lady
up a
Gaga-esque.
meeting, we can talk about this.
So what if we have a dramatic podcast about a man that's trying to make a living making ham clothing?
What does he? Does he keep getting attacked by animals? Like,
I'm not sure what the antagonist is, but I feel like there could be like a pack of dogs that chase him from town
constantly.
to town.
Yeah,
And then he has to
constantly.
like walk out of town like David Banner at the end of the
Yeah,
Hulk
Bill Bixby.
with tattered ham clothing.
Yeah, totally.
Although I don't know how tattered clothing
I'm into it. It's like the
work
fugitive.
audio like.
Yeah, the fugitive meets Bill Bixby, the Hulk cereal
Meets a deli.
meets Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and Pound Puppies.
And Pound Puppies, yeah.
I love the amount of 80s references in this.
I like that I can make
Children
80s
of the
references.
80s.
Because I feel like there's been a string of guests that I would make those references to, and they're all just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Glazed
like,
eyes.
And I'll be like, when were you born? They'll be like, 93. I'll be like, it's painful.
Yeah, I was like getting out of jail in 93 after like 10 years.
Killing a ham?
Yeah, I was
Is it a pig-related
I
crime?
was running a ham ring.
So I was asking her.
Sorry.
That's all right. When is your band playing then?
We're playing next June 15th at Opus with the Devil's Twins, Rebuilder, and Bad Larry's in Salem, Massachusetts. It's going to be a fun night.
And are these 21 plus venues? Are these all ages venues?
They're 21
so
plus.
they're fun venues.
They're fun venues, yeah.
Nice.
Get your drink on and your music on. It's all original stuff.
Yeah. And where do your music influences lie?
Originally punk rock when I was young. I liked a lot of the feminist bands like Bikini Kill and Lunatics, and then it ventured off into a bunch of different directions. So I kind of like a little bit of everything except for country.
Everyone
Just can't get into country, man. I can't.
I'm
can't do
everyone
it.
because I shit all over country. But,
I'm everyone too, then I guess.
So
Yeah.
I don't see the appeal.
We've been listening to a
We're
lot of
talking
Neil
about modern
Young
country,
too.
right? Like if I put on some Patsy Cline right now, you guys would be cool with
Yeah,
that, right?
I mean maybe.
Not really, because it would probably drown out the audio that we're trying to record.
Well, yeah, and I assume that we don't have the money to get that license.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
I didn't even think of that.
That's like Columbia recording artist money.
I didn't even think of
I don't
that.
know what
Yeah,
your
that
budget
lawsuit would probably destroy us.
is. Yes.
They'd be like, yeah, we can't have Patsy Cline
Yeah, we're
on
gonna
the same type of podcast where you talk about ham clothing.
Yeah, how many microphones do you have? We're going to take all 4. Those are ours
Can I
now.
keep the cords? No.
No.
Yeah.
So,
No
so it's
country.
outstanding. I love, and this is kind of like what I love about the podcast is getting to talk to creative people and the randomness behind creativity. I feel like it's kind of gone that way.
Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
The rabbit hole.
So are you you play some music? You're a ham model.
Hey, model.
You podcast. You obviously write. Are you a visual artist as well?
Oh, no. No. I rely on other people to help me articulate visually.
Yeah.
I've been in marketing for a long time, and so I'm always, as a copywriter starting out, I've been really lucky to be paired up with good visual artists and designers along the way. And that's kind of the dynamic with Podcamp as well.
Yeah.
Patrick is
Phenomenal
at articulating visually.
Yeah.
And I'm okay at the messaging, and so
Yeah.
he makes the okay messaging look really, really good. So, no, I'm not.
No?
I'm not a visual
So
artist.
the short answer is no.
The short answer is no.
So you can't. I could ask you to draw a stick figure. And
Oh, I wish we had some of your pictures. they literally look like a 5th grader. Well, actually, no,
She
5th grader would be
doesn't
better.
even, sugarcoat it at all, does she?
No, she doesn't.
No.
She certainly doesn't.
Honesty is the best policy.
Basically, drowning in hostility on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Saving.
She's like, honesty is the best policy, unless we're talking about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Angela, on the other hand, is a wonderful visual artist, and
No, not really.
she's got an easel set up, and she actually did some design. If you guys check out the show poster,
Oh,
Angela.
The show poster for here?
For no,
Babcock?
I'm sorry for
Radio
Compass.
for the upcoming Radio
okay.
Compass show. What you'll see is Angela appropriated some
appropriated.
some of
Kurt,
That sounds like
Kirk,
stolen.
no, it's appropriation. It's a street art thing. Appropriated visuals from Kirk Hammett's recent monster movie.
Oh, did you guys go to
exhibit
that?
in
Yeah,
the
it was
Penn.
awesome at the PEM.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So
I just
cool.
kind of found out about that museum. Like, I didn't even really know much
Let me
about
show
it.
him.
And
Well, this is a
yes, please
this
show
is
me
an
on the
audio
podcast.
Okay. They can't see.
Ooh, oh, that's a good one. But they also had a
Check the show links.
They also had a show there maybe last year of Strombeast.
The
walking
movie.
machine?
The
Those
walking
were
machine.
everywhere too around Salem too for a
were
while.
They were just wandering.
I feel like that's
The
a shoot-
Strombeast. We missed that one. Unfortunately, did you get a chance to
I
see
didn't
it? Did they
because
make?
I found out about it like probably like 2 days before it was over, so I missed it. But like that's the place I want to check out now that I saw Kirk Hammett's show there.
Oh, it was
Is
so
it
cool.
still?
No.
No, I missed that too.
No.
I go to the North Shore often.
Yeah, the Georgia O'Keeffe exhibit.
Your Auntie Georgie?
Just closed. It's my last name is O'Keeffe with 2 F's, so I identify with anybody who has a name with 2 F's in it, including Georgia.
Auntie Georgie. Yeah, PBS6 Museum's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. As locals, we can just pop in whenever.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if we only have a half hour, we can just pop in for free.
I mean, it's a day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because you got to go through Boston, so technically MapQuest tells you it's an hour and 15, but it could be 2 hours.
Do you print it out?
I make Google Maps.
Do you print them out?
Shut
Print
up.
out the papers?
You can't make fun of me for being old. You're kind of the same age-ish.
MapQuest,
Shut up.
come on.
I still refer to MapQuest.
I mean, I
Yeah.
reference the Star Wars radio drama, but MapQuest.
I feel like that was older. So let's stop making fun of me. Damn it, I feel like that's the second time I've done that too.
Is GeoCities your hosting site?
No, we actually do this all through MySpace.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So when you log in the page, it like rains hearts down.
Oh, that's great.
And then the podcast automatically plays and then locks up your computer because it's just too much.
HTML2, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Napster.
Good stuff.
No, Napster's music.
Napster, yeah.
Napster, my ex-wife actually babysat
Sean Fanning?
Sean Fanning.
Really?
Because she grew up in
So you're kind of complicit in taking Metallica's money, which brings us back to the Kirk Hammett thing, which is why he has to sell movie posters
to make up for the money that
you stole.
See, I don't really feel like I stole it.
Guilt by association.
Sounds like you're a part of it.
But he did a drawing for her. So it's like a little kid's drawing of Winnie the Pooh. And I'm like, ooh, let's put it on eBay because it was at the height of the Napster Metallica war. She wouldn't let me. So I felt like that was a golden opportunity. Could have funded the podcast for days.
Could have 5 mics right now.
That's right. I could have 5 mics. And that would shoo me in for Podcamp.
That would be your competitive advantage for sure.
I have a mixing board.
How many channels?
Few.
7?
We need 8. Sorry, 8. Is it 8?
I have a wireless mic too.
That's cool. You got batteries?
I'll get back to you. I can have them, but when does it start?
June 29th.
All right. I can probably run to the store by then.
Seriously though, you should apply.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a look. It's very interesting. And when is the recording actually going on?
During the weekend?
No, I mean like date wise. So
the 29th. The 29th.
Oh, so that's when it
through this first, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
the application
July
is.
Yeah. So the applications end at the end of this. When does this come out? This
Honestly, I'm not sure
I keep
because
saying-
we do this a lot. We talk about dates, and then
Yeah.
it goes up, and it's like 3 days ago. Because we have I think we like our 5th one we have in the can. They go up every Monday, and we have some that may preempt.
Sure.
So this will probably go up like late May, probably.
Late May. Okay. So
you guys just missed the application.
Applications are over.
I was rejected because I didn't have 8 mics.
But we're already planning next year, so you can still we're gonna keep the form up.
Yeah.
And you can,
And some surprises.
and we'll have some surprises. Shoot me a note at Chris@Podcamp.cc because we'd like to get to know you anyway. This is all about community and creation, and the response that we've gotten thus far. I mean, by the time this comes out, who knows? Like the whole thing could have fallen apart. I don't know.
Or it could be huge.
Or it could be huge. I might be too big for this. You might get a cease and desist from me and Kirk Hammett.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
I would have Kirk Hammett's lawyer.
I would love to have a cease and desist.
Or I'll get sued for using that poster for
also
my
the
band.
estate.
Yeah, we get sued for talking about looking at a picture of a poster.
Also
if Kirk
the-
Hammett's listening, we actually didn't look at the poster. He can't sue us.
The estate of the Winnie the Pooh creator
Winnie the Pooh-
also brings the hammer down on you.
I feel like Winnie the Pooh is public domain.
Is it public domain?
I feel like it might be.
Is that why they keep making those movies about it?
Probably. So we're at BevCon, Beverly Comic Con.
Yes.
What brings you guys to Beverly Comic Con? Like,
My husband.
Okay.
this is 2018. You're allowed to enjoy comic books too.
We like to explore the day and see where it will take us, and it always takes us in a very interesting direction.
So when you woke up, were you planning on coming here?
No.
No.
It just happened?
Strangely,
Oh,
we
that's
stayed up very late last night. We were planning on just being on the couch with the dog
Yeah.
all day.
we were.
And now Chris is drinking a beer.
No, I'm drinking beer. Weekend. See where it takes you. I actually saw that this was happening through
Yeah.
Crave Bakery downstairs. The guys that are.
They're
They said that they
amazing.
were
The
at
cookies were pretty delicious.
They're
Yeah, those
amazing.
guys are awesome. they had a post on Facebook that said that they were at Beverly Comic Con, and for whatever reason, I'm kind of a target demographic for this, and for whatever reason, I didn't know it was happening this weekend.
I feel like the demographic is the people who actually show up. So yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
by default, you're here. So
they got me. They got me through coffee.
They did get you. They
Coffee
got me
content.
too.
And they got you too.
U2's here?
U2 is not here. Also, that's a very litigious band. I don't think we should talk about them.
All right. And I see you purchased Chroma.
Did purchase Chroma.
One of the guys behind Chroma is a guy who is behind Inebri-art. So
really?
John Monster Cardinal. Yep.
Oh, cool.
You guys have me in your web.
Kinda, yeah. We will infiltrate everyone's life at some point. And actually, Inebri-art's going to be featured in the next volume of Chroma.
It's beautiful.
What's your favorite volume so far of 1 through 4? Because they sold me 3.
Why did you buy 3?
I asked for a recommendation.
And they were like, recommend
and I was
volume
like,
3. We have the most of those.
I was like, which one? And they said volume 3. I thought this was a North Shore publication.
It is.
How are you getting in it?
Well,
you're South Shore guys.
South Shore versus North Shore.
I believe it's New England in general. I believe that is their pitch.
Okay.
And John Cardinal, who is a Montserrat guy, is one of the guys that put Chroma out, and he lives down by me.
Oh.
It seems like there's a big Montserrat connection here.
Yes.
There were some other students. They have some sort of open gallery coming up that we got invited to. Let me talk slowly while I pull out the promotional material that they gave me.
Well, the 4 guys that put together Beverly Comic Con are all Montserrat alumni. So that's why there's a very Montserrat vibe to this whole performance.
Oh, yeah. Can I plug these guys?
Sure, yeah.
Very, very nice young people.
When is it going to happen?
It's the senior thesis exhibit, and it's open April 30th through May 4th. So it's over.
Oh, man, that was such a great show.
Oh, man, that was so cool. Love to see young people creating. Yeah. That was great. Hopefully you have gone, folks. Hopefully you have supported the arts.
Yes. Well, they can go to Montserrat's website and see who the next person...
See who won, right?
It's who won.
It's a competition, right?
I'm not sure.
It's like one artist standing.
That's the first time I saw it.
It's like Battle Royale, right? Like
Your German
and they give them weapons.
Broken bottles. And art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
good stuff.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining us. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is nice to have another podcaster on.
Sure.
Because I can be like, wow, someday I will be as podcasty as him.
I feel like you're more podcasty than me.
Really?
Angela, what do you think? Who's more podcasty?
Who's more podcasty?
I think Andy takes the cake on that one.
See, she's just saying that so I don't edit her out of this. It'd be like, I'm here with Chris and... So, Chris.
I'm here with Chris and Redacted. So, Angela, what do you think? Redacted? Yeah, just
that'd be perfect.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And the only thing you say is Kirk Hammett, so you're the one who ends up with the lawsuit.
Yeah.
No, thank you for having us. Podcamp.cc, Radio Compass.
Does Radio Compass have a website?
We're on Facebook and Instagram, and it's all Radio
iTunes,
Campus.
And Twitter, right? You recently launched.
I just started. Yeah, I did one tweet.
Yeah, so
nice.
Radio Compass
do you know
on
who
Twitter.
Do you know who you should follow? One Tweet Pete.
Okay.
He has one tweet. It says, "Thanks, this was fun."
I like that.
It just struck me as funny.
That's positive and funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Shout out
so
to
follow One Tweet Pete.
I will.
All right. And if anyone is interested in checking out the podcast when it's done, I'm assuming it's going to be up everywhere podcasts
everywhere.
Everywhere podcasts are podcasting.
Maybe we'll get one of those Wolverine Stitcher exclusives. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah,
it'll be in all those podcasty places. But yeah, the site will still be up. Find us on social media, Twitter @PodCamp, X because @PodCamp was taken. So
all the good names are taken.
And
that's why I'm not Evil Andy.
Yeah, Evil Andy @123.
But I misspelled 123.
Okay, you spell it phonetically. You use it GOO.
GOO. Yeah, so this has been great, and thanks again. And
thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks for listening to our podcast. Don't forget to check out our other podcast. There's the Bar Talk podcast. There's Old Colony Cast, and of course the Inebri-art podcast along with Jam Packed. You can find all those on Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. If you're on some sort of service and you can't find it, let us know, and we'll help you out and or add our podcast to that too. You can contact us at Inebri-art@yahoo.com and follow us on Facebook as well as Twitter at Inebri-art. And feel free to send us some tips, ideas, advice, hate mail, whatever it is. You can get us there. And again, thanks for listening.